Hey game makers! So I kind of showed off the battles a little bit.
But let's actually talk about this for a second. Token should be fine. I think I have the setup to work with all. Can we hit now? Can the stuff work? There we go. Okay. So I basically, as far as that goes, the battle stuff, we have the parallax, panoramic-looking battle screens, battle backgrounds. The character is also starting a slightly different pose this time, which I'm still playing with, but that's what we got so far. And oh, this song actually I'm using is by SCHEMATIST. Yeah, links in the description to go check out their stuff. The thing I like about this song is this part. And I like this part because it's the same melody that's in the battle theme I used by them that I used in EM2, so I'm happy with that. This is also a more kind of subtle game in terms of stuff and things. Wow, they should be like dead now. We should kill them dead. And so yeah, that's the battle theme we're going with for the time being. I get attached to placeholders, which is the entire reason I use that one in GMEM to begin with. So, yeah, that's probably the one we're gonna end up with, just because there's a reason I make stuff as I go, instead of just putting stuff in and changing it later, because I get too attached to placeholder stuff, and then I want to keep it, and it's like, but it's a placeholder, you know, it's supposed to be better than this, but I like it! Can we win this battle? I mean, you guys are snails. I mean, I know I'm unequipped. The only reason I'm unequipped, I do have all their weapon graphics done, but I don't have them actually set up in the database, so they're incorrect. So, the game will crash if I try to load incorrect graphics. Which is very exciting, I assure you. But all of the characters are done, and that took like a week, and I'm super happy with it, so, yeah. Next thing, actually, I have to do is the monster graphics for this area. Which, I don't like doing monster graphics. They're gonna be super cute, it'll be great. I just haven't started them yet. Aren't you guys dead yet? Do I have, like, an immortal flag on you? Okay, hold on. How much HP do you guys even have? Oh, wait, we killed one! Wait, oh, 6 1. Well, we can win this epic fight, and I've gotta lower the boundary box on this. And they can kind of walk on the mountain. Although they're snails. Snails climb things. I guess that's fine. As long as the characters want to stay on the right side of the screen. Can you die? Please? This is like my least favorite part of Let's Playing, and I'm not even Let's Playing right now. Something I actually want to add to the battles is something akin to the Doodads plugin, but for battles. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it yet. I have an idea, but I feel like it would be a little intensive, for the, PC and load times, so, I have to test it. That's basically it, but I have to program it in first, so it's kind of like, I haven't done it yet. Well, another thing I wanted to do for those cutscenes is, have the, face graphics do the mouth flaps too, but I don't have a good way of doing that yet, and I haven't looked into how to code it. I have an idea of how to do it, but I don't think there's anything existing that does that already. I know there's a blinking one, a plugin that makes the face graphics blink, and there's there were plugins like that for XP and probably Ace, but I haven't seen any. If I'm wrong, and there is one, feel free to link it and say, hey, Echo, click here! But I haven't come across one yet. Actually, speaking of you guys and how awesome you are with telling me about plugins that exist, I got permission to use the Ultra Mode7 plugin, which I'm probably going to do a tutorial on. I just haven't because I found a little bug in it that I wanted to fix first, and I fixed it on my own, so it's fine. It's not super, deadly or anything like that. Oh, do I not have a backup of this? This is whoa, crap! I'm moving everything. Ah. This one lags, I believe. Let's see. Mode 7 is basically where, like in Final Fantasy Super Nintendo ones, where they just slanted the screen. That's basically what Mode 7 is, and I do have some minor compatibility issues with this. Nothing extreme, and actually everything I've been able to fix on my own so far. Now, I haven't done an uber lot of testing on this, because I'm not at the point where I need to Mode 7 things. Lag. This map gives me problems, I don't know why. But that's basically the idea. Part of the thing I need to fix. Something interesting, though, that I found is an incompatibility with, the Smooth Scroll plugin by, what was it, some random dude? Yeah. Because I was looking into other smooth scrolling plugins, and, is it you? Is it you? It's one of you. It's probably you. I think it's you. Basically, what this is supposed to do is rotate the canvas, rotate the screen. Now what it does when this plugin is on is hilarious. I'd also like to point out that this map has like 400 events on it, and it's actually going incredibly well considering I'm recording and my computer's having a bad day. That is good to know. Okay, we're actually going to just do a little test here. Woo! So, it's obviously supposed to spin around the screen. It obviously doesn't do that. So it is rather amusing. I don't have a good way around that right now besides just using a different smooth scroll plugin. But, honestly, this works surprisingly well. I'm quite impressed with pretty much everything else about it. Another thing of interest, actually, that I just thought of, that I was testing, was doing the anime cutscenes in battle, actually. And I don't know, I do not know if I have this set up properly, but we're gonna try it. I do have a minor issue with this, though, that I don't have a good way of doing at the moment. I can probably look in the script and find an easy way to do that, I just haven't yet. But, basically, to load the cutscenes like this. That way I can utilize the layered backgrounds and such and have it look really cool. But, the issue I'm having, how do I say this? If I had actually let this load, it wouldn't have flickered like that, so that's not the issue, but the issue is the battle HUD. Now, I've worked out a way to make it go away forever, and you might be saying, well, Yawnfly has a thing that lets you hide the battle HUD. Well, it does, except for it also hides message windows, so I found, for some reason. And yeah, I know that. I know that! Go away. So, I can hide the HUD with, shenanigans, let's say, but I don't have a good way to not have it show up at all, because regardless of what I do, it still wants to pop in at the beginning. So I don't have a good way of doing that yet. But I thought this would look really cool. I could use this in addition to what I've been doing, use it for different sort of cutscenes. Doing this also means I could use it in battle, which is great, and I probably will end up doing it at some point. That won't be too much of an issue though, because it's, like, obviously you're already in battle, it's not a problem. But I'm just rambling at this point. Oh, on that related note, I forget if I mentioned this in the first devlog, but that little intro scene, I hope still works, because I haven't tested it since I changed a whole bunch of stuff. Mostly. Are you at least on? Okay, you're at least on. I do, however, need to take Tadase out of my party. I have all of these events set to not show up for Tadase in my party for testing's sake. But this little intro scene, actually, is, the video and the audio are actually separate. And I wanted to do this because you can turn off the game audio, the sound effects. But the issue I have doing this is it doesn't sync. Like, they don't sync to each other, they can become desynced. Which is an issue because I was hoping I could do this with, like, actual cutscenes, like, anime cutscenes. Animated cutscenes. But that becomes an issue if I can't sync these. So I don't know if I should be looking for, like, a sync method so I can sync video clips to sound effects, or if I should just negate the idea entirely and just use the mouth flap thing and do, like, pseudo-anime cutscenes, where most of them aren't animated. Anything that does need to be animated can be animated and shown in a video. But,
I've forgotten something important.
that, anyway, that.
I wonder about that.
Oh, these can also be skipped.
There's something off.
Which is nice. All of the videos can be skipped without any hitch. It all works fine. I've also, not at the moment, I've got a few of these set up, but, I'm also going to be attempting to negate freeloading for everything. Basically, in the, in GMEM, what would happen is, excuse me, I'm a little sick, but, what would happen is you'd go to a big map like this, and you'd have, like, a million different cutscenes on it, and it would take forever to load, because based on how I was using the preloader, it would preload all of this cutscene's graphics, and all of this cutscene's graphics, and just all of the cutscene graphics, and it would make maps take a lot longer to load. I'm attempting to negate that by preloading events as I enter them, and load all of their contents asynchronously. So you'd start the cutscene, it would preload the event, and provided you didn't, like, super skip through the event, everything would be preloaded by the time you got to it. I mean, there's enough wait commands in here to do that. I suppose the issue would become if you had a super slow computer, it might be an issue, but I could just have an option to turn back on preloading, so it's not really too much of a grievance, which is nice. I'm really hoping that actually helps with that. It should help me manage memory a lot easier, I think. And in the case where that doesn't help you and your game still ends up crashing for some reason, we have autosave. Autosave? Autosave. Autosave. I can't put it in GMEM just based on how I was doing the teleporters. It doesn't like when the character is moving, and I just basically had the character walk forward until you got to here, after the teleport, and it doesn't like that, so I can't add an autosave for GMEM. But GMEM2 totally can, no problem, works perfect, love it. So that should negate any sort of, crashing grievances and issues. Not that there should be any, but, you know, I can't control how terrible your computer specs are. Trust me, I tried playing GMEM on a terrible, terrible laptop. It actually ran really smooth, but I got out of Terralols and then everything died, so. I think that's basically what everything, like, all of the updatey-doos that I have to talk about this month. Next month we'll be working on the battle system, probably dual text, making monster graphics, and obviously mapping the next area. I feel like I've made no progress in terms of the actual game. It's all just been nonsense. Ignore the sides of these. You can't see them. I promise. One other thought that I had, actually. Because of how much customizing I'm doing to this, how much, not really performance features, but, presentation features, that's the word. I'm adding in, like, the auto text and the mouth flaps and costumes. Ugh. I was thinking of when I go to release this game, 4 to 6 years from now. This is like a 60-hour game. Why am I doing this? I am doing this for the purposes of practice, because had I not been doing a remake of this game, I never would have done voice acting, I never would have done, doodads, I never would have done, attempting to compose some original music. Or this costume nonsense and, 2,000 mouth, that is a lot of mouth flaps! Oh, yeah, another thing I wanted to point out before I get to my next topic, based on how I'm doing the costumes and the cutscenes and just this whole paper doll thing, it's incredibly reducing file size, so that's nice. I don't have basically any redundant files that don't need to be here that were done because I wasn't thinking right. So that's very, very good. Anywho, what I was going to say is I was considering updating GM-EM at this game's release, or around, as a sort of for the sequel version, like what Bravely Default did with, Bravely Second, where it implemented a lot of mechanics from the sequel game into that and made it a whole nother version. I wouldn't make it a whole nother version, but I'd definitely make it DLC. And theoretically, if I were to do that, it would add things like the mouth flaps, voice acting, other thing, an upgraded battle interface, because the one that's shown here is clearly I haven't changed basically anything. I want to revamp it as much as I can. Heck, even the parallax-looking backgrounds I could do, and whatever I end up doing for Battle Doodads. Which should totally be a thing. Battle Doodads should totally be a thing. But, that is an idea that I am what is this? Oh, that's that. You can't walk on this side, can you? Okay. Anywho, that is a thing that I am considering, and that will only be around this game's release, if I choose to do it. And on that note, I could also add in auto-saving, and I could do a lot of the going through and getting rid of redundant files. Because I know there are some things in that game that, had a bit of an issue with stuff and things. But that's just what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think, and, let me know how you've been liking the snippets. I do plan on doing more tutorials. I have plans for the Ultra Mode7 one, and I've got a couple game demos I've been planning on doing. I just haven't. This month has been ridiculous in terms of family things that I need to, associate my, life with, So, yeah. Fun. Again, if you want early kind of info on the game and the progress and stuff, feel free to check out my Patreon, because I've been posting some early stuff there, along with extra tidbits and info and all that fun stuff. If you need to contact me or any such things, feel free to check out my Twitter, where I respond to people on occasion most of the time. Honestly, it's the best way to get a hold of me. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later, gamers!